Hello everyone. Now, first I'd like to formally apologize for the horrible lighting issues in my Reviews Will Return video. I got a new camera and I clearly don't know how to work it yet. But without further ado, I'd like to give you guys what you came here for, a review of Super Mario Bros. 2 for the NES. Now, I cannot believe it's been a full year since I reviewed a game like this. So, I might be a bit rusty. Let's check this game out.
One thing that I never really got used to as a kid was the fact that this game actually had a story in the opening, unlike the other games. It begins with Mario waking up to find a cave near where he fell asleep, and he went in and found exactly what he was dreaming about. And holy hell, Mario, you really need to seek a doctor if you're dreaming about this stuff. Yeah, this game was released in the late 80s. You can't expect the story to be anything like The Last of Us. Speaking of nothing like The Last of Us, what about the visuals? Well, once again, this is the late 80s, so the NES was still not fully recognized as being a complete powerhouse, but the graphics are pretty nice. Luigi, Toad, the princess, and of course Mario all look fantastic considering the time this game came out, and the normal enemies and stage hazards also look pretty good, as well as the platforming, all of the bosses. This game basically looks alright for its time. Nothing spectacular, but it's the late 80s, so what do you expect? I'll tell you exactly what I didn't expect. The music to be this frickin' catchy. I mean, I don't think it beats out the original Super Mario Bros., but damn, this is good. Of course, not all the music is wonderful. The final boss theme of War is pretty damn forgettable, and the cave music does slug on for a bit, but the overworld theme and title screen music are both fantastic. Some of the music you'll find, like the Invincibility Star and the Dark World theme, are both remixes from the original Super Mario Bros. Hang on, speaking of remixes, this gameplay doesn't look at all familiar. For those familiar with the first Super Mario Bros., you'll notice that the jumping on enemies to kill them mechanic is gone. Instead, you must pick up enemies over your head and throw them at other enemies in order to kill them. Now, the gameplay isn't bad by any means. It just astounds me that Nintendo would shake things up so radically, but I have a feeling it's to do with something that happened behind the scenes. You see, over in Japan, this game isn't known as Super Mario Bros. 2, it's known as Doki Doki Panic, which was a game that Shigeru Miyamoto, the creator of Super Mario Bros., worked on. Now, the real Super Mario Bros. 2 over in Japan is known to us Westerners as Super Mario Bros. The Lost Levels. Now, it wasn't transferred over here for two main reasons, one of them being because we didn't get the Famicom Disk System, and the other one being because the game is monstrously difficult. Speaking of difficulty, that's something that I constantly see popping up in YouTube comments and forums all over the place, that Super Mario Bros. 2, the American version, is difficult. I don't see it. Yeah, I'm willing to agree that some parts are challenging, like the part where you have to hop on fish in stage 5-2, and the final castle is pretty challenging as well, but there's nothing that I would deem hard or difficult, just a bit challenging. I've never really experienced any cheap deaths or anything like that either, so I really can't call the game difficult. Maybe other people find it hard, but maybe it's because I grew up with it. I just honestly don't find the game to be hard at all. As a matter of fact, if you want proof, take a look at my life bar this entire review. You will not see it go down once, and I swear that wasn't on purpose. It may just be because I had an easier time because I knew when to use which character where. Yup, each character has its own individual powers that can make the game a lot easier than it may seem. For instance, Super Mario, who is the main character of course, has the exact same abilities as he did in Mario 1. He's a good character to start off with if you're just getting into this game. Luigi, Mario's brother, can jump higher in this game, however, he really doesn't have much traction. Toad is the fastest character. I never use Toad though, just because he's pretty much a clone of Mario, he can just pull stuff up faster. My sister loves using Toad for some reason. And then finally there's Princess Peach, the most broken character in the entire game. Why? Because she can fly. She is the best character to use towards the later half of the game. But of course it all depends on when you use these characters. Think of it a little bit like Pokemon. Each level utilizes the characters a bit differently. But personally I just like to stick to Mario and Peach. I mean, Peach is just the most broken character ever, so she's easier for the other half of the game. Mario, of course, is the easiest character for the first half of the game because he has tight controls. I don't know, maybe that can be contributing as to why I never really get hit in this game. Even if a character does get injured, there are certain power-ups that can help a player along the quest. First up, there's the little Invincibility Star thingy returning from the last game, which can really screw these little bastards up. Then there's these little heart things that float up after you kill a certain amount of enemies. The heart things basically replenish your health. Yeah, I wouldn't hang on to these things for too long. Returning from the last game are multiple pathways. For example, do I want to take this white door? Nah, I'm going to take a look at what's over here. Oh, look at this, another pathway that'll take me right to the boss instead of slugging through another half a level. It's pretty cool. These pathways are everywhere in this game, along with warp pipes to make your quest a lot easier and shorter. After gaining enough experience in this game, I think I'm finally ready to beat the final boss, which is a derpy looking frog. How eventful? It's actually the easiest boss in history, in my opinion. All you have to do is throw vegetables at it, and sometimes he'll swallow them. Hey! Cheap hit. Okay, what is this ending telling us? Oh, well, I guess it tells us what characters I used. I don't want to know what those things are going to do to Wart, but is that what I was rescuing? What? There's no ending crawl? I don't understand what's going on. Like, I see the heroes and the people, like, what is this even? What am I looking at? It's just, what the, oh. Oh, okay then.